watching us on the stream now. We've had an incredible day at the Doraville Digital Studio. Yay! Yeah, you can't hear them yelling because the mic's here and they're right there. All right, so you can still come out here. 2 more hours of fun, food, and drinks. Doraville Digital Studio. You must have your Vax card with you or proof of recent negative COVID test. But come on out to Doraville Digital Studio. 2 more hours. We're going to start with the rants. And at 5, we will have the awards. $1,500 in Silver Excellence in Indie Game Design Awards. And now it is my pleasure to turn it over to this year. He's just Joe. Joe! Hello.
Nope. Just yell and rant.
Okay, well, I'm not going to yell and rant. This is, I think this is going to be my final rant.
No!
I will be 65 next year at this time, and I think even though Andrew has twisted my arm for about 3 years to continue doing these, I think they just keep going downhill, and this time I think it's going to be sort of the anti-rants, maybe. I don't know. I didn't get a full crew. My 2 closers are gone. But it's COVID, and I want to, even though I'm a Bo Burnham fan and I love the meta-depressing stuff, I want it to be more uplifting. And it's tougher to be uplifting lately. But this has helped. It's nice to run into some old friends and some new friends. I didn't prepare much. We have a few ranters I'm going to call up. We have a couple rules, a couple surprises I hope to do. Anybody in the audience can come up and be a guest ranter. The rules are simple. We have my little plastic talking dove here. And whoever rants the best, and I may take the audience clapping or something at the end in consideration, but I'm going to give this to who I think is the best rant. What else do I want to cover now? Oh, I am definitely not doing this as Puzzles by Joe. Okay, this is just Joe. And let's see. I guess I'm going to start off with a little mini rant. I don't know how I can even do this. So, I'm going to try not to use F-bombs and other things like that because we have some youngsters here. So, here's the worst thing at COVID for me. I believe it's quite possible I am the oldest, fastest Rubik cuber, 3x3. I believe there's nobody older than me that can do this faster than me. However, because of COVID, I can't go to a freaking conference and get this in the record books. And since I'm 64, I might die before that happens. There's 2 or 3 people that are possible contenders, but I think the record, I don't think there's anybody older than me that's got under 30 seconds on record, in a contest. So, and I believe I'm much capable of that. So that's one of my rants.
Do it!
The other thing is, I want hands right now of anybody who's not scheduled to rant who would like to rant. You can rant about anything. Okay, I may pick up somebody. Okay, so we're going to start. I have more rants to come, but we're going to start, I guess with Karen.
Yay!
So Karen's going to come up. Give Karen a big hand. She has a wonderful game that teaches Japanese by you thinking you're a squid. I think that's the correct way to put that.
Urchins and rants.
Urchins and rants. So here you go. Oh, and you can't speak without holding the talking dove. And dove talks. No, your topic is whatever you want. Oh, here we go. You don't have to push the button, right?
Well, the speaker's
Hello.
The speaker's down there. The speaker's not actually his mouth.
Yeah, use the speaker. Hold those. The speaker's not his mouth. Where's the speaker on this?
On the bottom.
Still horrible. So I'm going to translate, and then I'm going to hand off this. energy equals mass times the speed of light squared.
Get out.
Thank you, Dubs. Thank you. Isn't that what you taught? And then I'll come and grab it if you
And the rants are PG this year.
Yes. PG.
Hooray! So, what am I mad about today? Okay, hello. What am I mad about today? Oh, I don't like birds. So, I don't like birds. I'm not scared of birds. But I don't think birds should still be around. They're angry dinosaurs that shouldn't still exist. They're quite rude, actually, and someone's calling me. I bet it's a bird.
Speak into the mic.
It's my dad. My dad's not a bird. But, I love you, Dad. Alright, so I don't like birds because they have knives for faces and knives for feet. They're very rude. They attack things. Also, my competitor is technically a bird. We don't talk about that guy. They're doing pretty well, but it's not their business. My dad really wants to talk to me right now. I think my dad knows that I'm doing something. He always knows when I'm doing something, and he really wants to talk to me and tell me that he loves me. He's a great guy. He's not a bird. Probably why I love him so much. But anyway. Birds are the enemies of squids, by the way. If you guys didn't know, it's a very, very common thing that people tend to overlook. Especially owls. Owls are jerks. Don't talk to owls. They can turn their head backwards because they're devilish. And I don't think anyone should support them. I also think that they're dinosaurs that should not still be around. If you've ever seen a harpy eagle, it looks like a man in a giant bird outfit that wants to murder all of humanity. I don't like them. Penguins, their knees are dumb. Their knees are inside of their chest. They're just badly designed. Either they're horribly violent or they want to murder everything. I think birds are not very cool, except for ducks. I like ducks. Ducks have soft faces. They have soft feet. They're very safe versions of birds, and I think we should have more of those around instead of owls. And so that's where I'm going to go because I couldn't think of anything else to rant about. Albert Einstein is here. Who else would like to have Albert?
That is Dub.
Dub.
It was fantasy.
Dub Einstein. Sorry. Sorry,
I
Dub.
gotta call them squids instead of octopus. You have to call that Dub.
Okay. Well, they're different. They're different creatures. Did you know?
And Dub's a different creature than Einstein.
Did you know that squids only have arms? They don't have tentacles. I mean, not squids. Octopus only have arms. They don't have tentacles. Tentacles are the only things that are on squids, by the way. Aside from other stuff in the box. We're not going to talk about them. Who else wants to rant? I'm up here, and I'll keep talking about birds, but I've run out of things. Hello, thank you.
Thank you. Let's hear it for Karen Williams. Okay, for the next, while the next ranter is ranting, I do want to mention one other thing. Towards the end of the rants, we're going to have a thing called Rant Me Anything. And I want audience members to at least shout out, like on Whose Line Is It Anyways, something to rant about. Next up is Mr. Andrew Greenberg.
Yay! Yay! See, my cheers were loudest because I did it myself. All right, I am holding the dove, and I want to tell you how much I like birds. I'm going to rant about how much I hate everyone who doesn't like birds. No, wait a minute. All right. Well, I do like birds, and anyone who can do a penguin walk. Let's see if anyone can do a penguin walk here. You can do a penguin walk? All right! I especially like penguin walk. What I don't like is people who put entire teams at risk by not getting vaccinated. So what we've been seeing in the game industry are a lot of indie teams where they come down with the same disease at the same time and blow all of their deadlines as a result. Huge mistake, and what we're seeing at the bigger studios now is they are not going to risk that. So I've already been seeing this in a lot of larger studios. There will be a requirement that you be vaccinated. They're not going to take any excuses for no, because they are not going to have a whole team go down. When they started going with their agile methodology and their scrums, they started putting these small teams of weird people together in the same room all the time. So you'd have programmers having to put up with artists, having to put up with designers, having to put up with audio folks all the time. And one of those groups is going to infect the other if they're not taking care of it. So, as I raise my mask over my nose, don't put your teams at risk. Make sure, because if the team goes down, one person down, you can take care of. The whole team down, everything is getting blown away. And since I've had the joy, and I put joy in apostrophes, of being involved with economic development recently, we're definitely seeing the companies saying we don't want to go where the COVID rates are too high. So we'll get those rates down, and do not put your team and project at risk. Put your own life at risk, but not the games. We care far more about the games than about you. All right, so that is my rant. Get those games done. Joe.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew.
I wasn't giving Doug back.
Okay, so this next, it's a mini rant. It's sort of Dove related. Not Dove directly, but Dove progeny. So I'm going to rant because some jerk who to be named later, I'll give you a clue, again, Dove's progeny, took a piece of something I love, took it, scrambled it, that's fine, but then he tossed it to me with very little warning. So even though I played 5 years of baseball during my younger years and can catch a thrown ball, no, this hit the floor. And because of that, he is going to be our reluctant ranter, Mr. Jesse Jacobson. You can grab your father's facsimile. Facsimile? What? Facsimile? Facsimile. You can grab your father's facsimile, if you know what I mean, and do the next rant.
Do I push a button? So,
If you're a megaphone,
Yeah, and I don't know how it works.
people don't know how to use their megaphone.
Who knows how anything works anymore? I thought I knew how certain things.
Filter them out.
All right, I thought I knew how certain things worked. I thought I knew how to deal with birds, but can I just say the worst thing about birds is that there's a cardinal, and every morning at 7 a.m. it knocks on windows in my house until I wake up. And so when everyone else gained an hour this morning because of the time zone change, I lost an hour because now it starts pecking at 6 a.m. So I got to sit in the house for another hour before I came here, which was just a great start to the day. Birds suck. I agree. The other thing that sucks is people who tell you for years about how they used to play baseball for 5 years. You toss them one Rubik's Cube, one, and he's unable to catch it. Meanwhile, he'll tell you how good he is at descrambling them by scrambling it himself and then say, time me as I unscramble it. So you start looking him in the eyes as he's scrambling it to make sure that he's not really secretly looking. But you know he's memorizing the moves his fingers are doing. Maybe it's not conscious, so you have to scramble it up for him. But I'll tell you something else this guy does that just really irks me, which is I asked him for literally anything to ground this rant, because the hallmark of creativity is working within constraints. And if you give someone absolutely no constraints, it's impossible to be creative. And my thought is that these rants should be creative. They should keep going on year after year. And just as I was forced to give one, we should keep bringing Joe back year after year until he's coming in that Star Trek, motorized wheelchair, beeping out his introduction. 30, 50, 70 years from now, I'm not 100% sure. We're not going to let him get buried. We're just going to have bring him out. We're stuff him like a ventriloquist of taxidermy, a taxidermist. So he can come out and introduce the rants year after year.
I think you're done now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you, Jesse.
That was great. Thank you. Next up. Let's see. Okay. Just gonna introduce them. Brooke, you're up. I have no idea what Brooke is going to rant about. She was one of my favorite ranters from last year. Hopefully she won't be as nice this year. There you go. Take Dove.
Dub,
There you go.
yes. Is this on? Okay, cool. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but I don't really have that angry energy. I wanted to instead talk about how you shouldn't let fear control you. I am 2.5 years out of college right now. I had a great time making games, doing a bunch of jams, but I was scared. I was scared to look for anything in the industry proper because of all the horror stories there are. And perhaps rightfully so, because there's a lot of bad places, and you just keep hearing about the bad news. So I went and I got a safe little government job doing stuff. I was never super pleased about it, but it was doing well. But in my heart, I wanted to do games. And then the pandemic happened, and I lost all my ties to everyone, and slowly just started isolating myself. And that wasn't good. I wanted out, but I was scared of the unknown. I started looking around, and I got demotivated very quickly, because I was scared of what could happen if I changed. And I already knew what was going on now. Eventually, I did get a new place, and I got a new job, came back to Georgia with all of these wonderful people, and it's been a great time, incredible meeting people and seeing everyone again, and my life has improved in every way for the better. Don't let fear control you. If you want to try something, just go ahead and do it. Don't be afraid of what the consequences could be, of what other people could think. Trans rights.
Thank you, Brooke. Okay, a very, very, very short mini rant. My very first rant in the first rant 6 or 7 years ago now was about, how it was basically the industry isn't broken. Maybe it was the second rant. The industry isn't broken because the tools are so much better. And I want to add to that, the tools are so good now that I don't want to hear any more lame excuses that I'm an artist and I need a programmer to finish my game, or I'm a programmer and I need an artist to finish my game. That excuse died 6 months into COVID. Because you have COVID at least gives you extra time on your hands. At the minimum, there's no commute. Whether you're in your parents' basement or you're still doing your day job, you still have a couple extra hours a day. And the tools are so good now. If you're a programmer and you've learned to program, you can learn to do you can even do good programmer art as opposed to just programmer art. And with just poor programmer art, if you're a programmer, you can do enough of your game to convince a real artist to help you finish it off. Also, if you're an artist and you shouldn't be afraid of programming. The art tools are so sophisticated that there's not that much of a difference in the thinking involved of how you then, program. Because programming, at least nowadays for me, it's pushing pixels around. And it's all choices. Okay, so that's my mini rant. Next up is the guy I think of as my closer, even though we're not closing the rants out yet. But because Wes isn't here and Michelle isn't here, I think of him as, I'm hoping he's going to be the best. But now I put too much pressure on him, and he's going to uncross his arms and come up here. Come on, Mr. Green Shirt. Yeah, exactly. This guy is the Hulk of ranting. I was going to use this joke on myself, but it fits Mike better. Mike's secret to ranting is he's always ranty.
Always be ranting.
Exactly, always be ranting. Okay, there you go. You just talk into it. Put your mouth
Talk
close.
into it.
A little closer, a little louder.
Closer and louder? Okay, this is a little weird, but thanks, Joe. Joe, you realize it's almost winter, right?
Coldest day of the year, I'll be in shorts.
Yeah, come on, Joe.
Coldest day of the year.
Coldest day of the year?
I'll be in
I don't really have anything to rant about, honestly. Despite what Joe says about me, I have no ranting to do. But I will say I really appreciate, and I think the last couple of years has cemented for me that it's really nice to have communities like this. You know, especially when we've been cut off from community so much, like Brooke was saying. I think, you know, it makes me appreciate this sort of thing. And thanks, Andrew, a lot for putting this together. This is awesome. I started, yeah. Give Andrew a hand, come on. I would, but I got things in my hand. I've been making games for a long time, like, you know, just playing around making games. But I didn't, you know, the first meetup I went to was actually Joe's meetup, which is at Brad's meetup. I didn't know who Brad was for like forever. He went to this meetup, and I'm like, where is this guy? But this Joe guy was always there. He was okay, you know. I mean, no, but I did meet like a ton of you guys there over the years, and then I got involved in the Unity meetup. Now we've rebranded that into ATL Game Dev. I don't know if anybody is a member of that community or not. Yeah, that's okay. Cool. We got some people here. But that's been a really rewarding experience for me, like being involved and you know, and trying to get more people involved, and you know, so I definitely can appreciate, you know, a lot of the difficulty that guys like Andrew and Joe have, you know, trying to put something like this together. I think it's just awesome, you know, to have great community. I don't really have anything really to rant about, I guess. I was going to talk about, you know, we have this Discord for ATL Game Devs, and a lot of people come in there and they want advice. You know, and I think advice is like a really tough thing to give and receive, because, like, I mean, think about like from the giver's perspective, you kind of have like biases in terms of what you're telling people to do, and then from the receiver's perspective, a lot of times I think people already have their mind made up and they're looking for somebody to validate rather than actually you know, give them a different point of view. They just want to hear the same point of view they already have.
Right.
So I kind of have decided, like I you know, we have a lot of people asking questions, and I probably give too much advice. So I'm going to try to stop giving advice this year and start just like, you know, ask questions and share my experience, not necessarily tell you what I think you should do, just tell you what I did. Yeah, right. I don't want to like roll this into the, you know, backwards way of giving you some advice to not give advice. That's ridiculous, but thanks, Andrew.
The individuals, I'm not.
But I think like from the person that wants to give advice, that's like a good way to think about it. Like, at least for me, like, empathize with the person, ask them some questions. Don't feel like you need to tell somebody what to do. And then from the person seeking help, you know, I think you need to really be more self-aware. I think be self-aware. A lot of times you already have the answer. You know, you don't need an answer from me. But just go out there and keep seeking, keep doing. And you know, I appreciate having this many people here that are all making stuff. I think it's awesome. I've played some great games here today. Hopefully we can have more events like this in the future. So thanks a lot, Joe.
Good, you're welcome.
Thanks. That leads me into the next real quick topic. I just wanted to have a moment of silence for those that couldn't make it today because they were either, you know, homesick or you know, had other commitments. Well, there's Elizabeth, there's Ron, there's Dub, there's Victoria. Oh, sorry, they actually here, they just refused to rant. Okay, I'm sorry. I invited them to rant, but they said no. So, anyways, let's see. I think that's it. I think Andrew's up again next, and it better be good. It better be quick, because the only person that gets on this stage more than once is usually me, but I'll make an exception.
I got another rant too.
Yay. Good.
Well, I'm being Michelle this time. She gets on stage multiple times, but she's not here. I'm channeling my inner Michelle.
Okay.
So, but I did want to follow Mike because Mike gave some great advice. And one thing I wanted to point out is that in building a community like this, it takes the schools, the students, the indies, the testers, and the big folks as well. So it's great that we have big companies like Hi-Res and Tripwire supporting an indie game community, because frankly, their money is a big part of what makes this stuff happen. They want a very successful local game community. All the big companies need to think about that and step up and support their local game dev communities everywhere. And I want to give my best piece of advice I ever give, and this is my advice on giving advice, is when somebody asks me for advice, I immediately ask them a question to get their opinion on it, because their best advice is always what they're thinking anyway. So when someone asks you for advice, just ask them that question. Well, what do you think about that? And that's the best advice I give.
So I'm going to give a piece of advice, and it's related. Oh, Ron's going to come up and prove me wrong. That's nice. He can come up in a minute. So this is my thoughts on giving advice, and I do most of my advice giving through what I call analogies. And some of you will figure out what this analogy means in the course of how it applies to giving advice. But early in my life, I realized there were two types of gift givers. We'll call them type A and type B. And as an example, you got two people, maybe in a relationship, maybe not, it doesn't matter. But they know each other well enough to give each other birthday presents. And they both like music. And one's a Prince fan, and one's a Barry Manilow fan. And the person A, who happens to be a Prince fan, goes, oh, person B, they really like Barry Manilow, so I'm going to give them Barry Manilow as a gift. Whereas person B thinks about A and goes, wow, person A, I know they like Prince, but man, Barry Manilow is so good. Here's a Barry Manilow album for you on your birthday from me. So that's the two type of peoples. I kind of believe you should be that Prince fan, that type A person, who says, what's the other person really need? Not from my perspective of what I think is good and bad, but what do they need for me to help them with? Okay, that's my rant. We're going to have Sarah, a guest ranter, up next. And then, Ron, did I read you right? Do you want to rant? Oh, and Victoria. Good. So Sarah's up next.
Victoria can be the closer. She's a good closer. Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
First time ranter.
Hi, Sarah.
So, what I want to talk to you today, or what I want to talk to you about today, diet culture is toxic. I'll say it again. Diet culture is toxic. So, let's say you're a person like me who's a little extra. Telling me that I'm not enough, when really I'm almost too much, is not fair. It's not okay, and often it's not welcome. Talking about giving advice, there are times when giving advice is appropriate. Play testing, wonderful example of when to give advice. I'm walking down the street, don't give me advice.
Yep.
Another thing, when I had gestational diabetes with my beautiful second child, the first thing I told my parents, hey, I'm struggling with this because I have gestational diabetes. The first thing that my stepmom, who I love, said was, hey, you should try this shake from this multi-level marketing thing. And I won't even get into MLMs right now. Check out John Oliver if you want to hear that rant. But if the first thing you want to do is sell me something, that tells me the concern isn't about my health so much as your wallet. Another thing is, if you have someone who you think is too skinny, telling them to go eat a cheeseburger, not helpful. You don't know how much they eat. You don't know how much they exercise. You don't know how demanding their job is. All around, people have looked me down and back up, and said, wait, you're taking a class on diets? You're taking a class on healthy food? I don't believe it. You're going to be a dietitian? It's not healthy. It's not fair. Take into account the fact that food deserts exist. There are people out there who cannot get to healthy food. The only places within walking distance are unhealthy places. Places that sell just chips and soda. Is that their fault? No, absolutely not. But people shame them, call them all kinds of names behind their back usually. It's not fair to judge someone based on what you perceive their size to be, because you don't know their scenario. And at that, I would mic drop, but I'm pretty sure I'd end up in trouble like I threw a Rubik's Cube.
And don't dub drop.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's see. No, this courtesy stuff. Come up here, both of you. Both of you, yeah. Man, I don't have much, I don't get much fun in my life. What? Oh, you can come up too. This is good. Okay, so, let's see. Man, arm wrestling's out. Any ideas from the crowd? Mud wrestling? Oh, we have a second rant, right? God, cards? I can do a card trick. No, that doesn't work.
I thought you wanted to order them.
Sure. Okay, show me your cards. Okay. Doesn't matter. I'm in charge. Always. Thank you for wasting our time, everybody's time. You can go back. You have gum? You bring enough for everybody? Jesse? Okay. Thanks. We're going to let Victoria go first because she's standing closest to the stage and I'm lazy. So here we go.
Okay.
You guys wait. You wait right there. You'll be up soon.
Right, how does this work?
You're just talking to it. Close as possible and
Okay,
loud.
You don't have to
And loud.
push a button or anything?
Loud.
Can you guys hear me?
No, closer to your mouth and loud.
Closer?
Yes.
There, okay. Let me...
And louder, a little louder.
I'm trying my best, Joe. Okay, can you guys hear me?
That's good.
There we go. All right, I have a list here because I put this together 2 minutes ago.
Oh, no list. The phone
No.
has to go off. Do it from memory. Come on. You can do it.
Wait, I didn't agree to this.
Oh, go ahead.
All right. So first off, birds are great. I really like birds. Very cute. Some sing songs. All right, Karen, you can leave. I'm sorry. Second, version control. I don't actually have very strong opinions about version control, but it seems to be very controversial. Anytime I've brought it up, people end up arguing. Someone ends up ranting about it. So I'm just going to mention it, and it's going to piss someone off because there's some sort of preference out there. All right. I use Perforce though. Okay. Yeah, there we go. All right. Next thing on my list. Visual Studio compile noises scare me. Actually, most type of compile noises scare me. You set something to compile, you're chilling, you go and listen to some Animal Crossing music or something on YouTube, you're just chilling, you completely forgot it was compiling. And then out of nowhere you hear a dying robot, and now you've fallen out of your chair. And that's kind of been my experience since using anything. Anytime that we want to indicate something's happened with code, we use dying robot noises, and I don't know why. I think we can do a lot better. Like, I want bird noises would be okay. Maybe like a little happy little chirp. Maybe the entire like Animal Crossing intro, actually. That would be alright. Just no dying robots, please. I'm kind of done with that. Alright. Let's see. Alright, I've got a good one. The other day, actually this has happened a few times now, where I go on Discord and I'm hanging out with a bunch of people who are not developers, who are all gamers. And they're trying to play some game where they see an error pop up that is actually an error from the game engine, and the developers just didn't hide it from them. They put everything straight up on the screen. I'm mainly talking about art here. That's the one that's most guilty. But what they do is those gamers then see that error and go, oh, that's why my game's not working. Let me Google it. And because this is an error from the game engine, the results usually have a solution that's in the game engine, and it tells them they need to update to the latest version of Unreal or whatever. So I've sat there twice waiting for friends to play games because they are very insistent that they just need to install the latest version of Unreal to get their game to work. Do they have the Epic Games Launcher installed already? No. They're just playing it off of Steam. But they are convinced that they need to go and download that to download Unreal
to get their game to work because they looked online and that's the solution. So, do they believe me? I tell them I work in Unreal every day, but no, they've got, saw a form online that said you got to download the latest version of Unreal. All right. Huh? Okay. Let's see. Last thing I have to complain about. Okay. Version control, accurate push and pull times. I never know. Sometimes I have to put 40 gigabytes of files up, and it jumps from 2% to 78%, and it never tells you actually where you are. Yep. And it's always been like that, despite thousands of people using this. That's the only thing I really care to rant about. There we go. That's what I got. And birds are great.
I'm a bird. That's absurd, but I like birds.
Yay, birds! Oh, all right, I took a point of privilege to give something away. You on the stream, you're all missing our giveaways. We've given away about a dozen games already. Game of Thrones, Lev Zillerman, you won! Yay! Thank you for joining us today. I think this is your first GGDA event, isn't it? This is your first GGDA event, isn't it?
Yes.
Thanks for joining us. All right, Joe, back to your regularly scheduled rant.
Okay, we got to move quick now. Up next is Ron Jones. Sure. Here we go. Up for Mel. Oh, Mel wants to rant about too many T-shirts? Or these old T-shirts? Woo! Any 2X's in there? Any 2X's in there?
I doubt it. No, I'm not dealing with Dove today. I want to say thank you to all of our volunteers. Do we have volunteers here? Where are our volunteers? Stick up your hands. Be really proud. I am going to rant about the people that don't volunteer. So now it's not that you're missing the free food. It's not that you're missing the late night fun. It's not that you're missing making new friends. It's that you're leaving T-shirts in my house. Lots and lots of T-shirts in my house. We have too much stuff already. Please don't make us have more T-shirts in our house. Volunteer next year so all of these T-shirts disappear. Thank you.
Thank you. Then we will let Karen up one more time, and I think I have one last thing to say, and then we will bring it on to Ron, and he'll hopefully rant just a minute before moving on and close the ceremonies. Okay, here you go, Karen.
Okay, real quick, you guys are wrong about birds, but that's okay. I want to rant about ranting, and that Joe keeps wanting me to rant and to be angry about things, and I can't publicly be angry about serious things. I get in trouble when I'm publicly angry about serious things. So I'm just going to rant about the idea that I have to always be angry and ready to go at any moment's notice, because I want to be happy. I've been working on a lot of stuff. I'm working really hard. I got tentacles on my head. I want to have a good time. I don't want to step into my angry shoes because it's funny or it's silly. I just want to have a good time and enjoy the good time with the good people. Why we got to be mad? Why we got to be mad? Every year you want us to get up and be mad. Why can't we just enjoy? No, get down. I'm still trying to express my feelings. Thank you. Oh, you wanted me to be mad? Now I'm mad. So, I'm mad about how I can't just enjoy blowing my bubbles over there, making my stuff. I'm playing with the kids. I got seaweed on. These are snakes. I spray painted snakes because they look like tentacles. I thought it was fun. But no, I gotta be mad. And then when I talk about birds, nobody cares about my birds.
I'm going to do something to make you less mad.
You can take this from me. That would make me less mad.
Okay, I'm gonna do something else. You may keep Dove. You are the best rant. I don't care what they think. That was needed. my final rant is, first of all, I'm 64, so I forgot what my final rant. Oh, did you want to rant?
Say something.
Go ahead, Lab.
All right. Up here by the microphone.
Yeah.
How to, what should I?
No, you just talk into it and talk
All
close
right.
and loud.
All right. My name is Lev Silberman. I'm typical student. Typical. Yes. I'm studying game development in Gwinnett Technical College. And what I'm going to say is that I'm kind of challenging this young man. I'm also in senior citizen category and challenging about Rubik Cube.
Oh, yeah!
Okay. Okay, so he can do it
30 seconds.
in 30 seconds or less. I bought my first and last Rubik Cube about 40 years ago when they appeared.
Same here.
So I decided I scrambled my cubic and then put time. How long will it take me to solve it?
40 years.
I'm still, 40 years later, cannot solve it. So I'm also kind of champion, recordsman in this
Okay,
category.
good.
That was, I was
You can
talking
hold the
about.
mic and say go.
Hold on, let me go.
I'm going to do it in, I'm going to do it in slow motion.
Come on, Joe.
No, I can't talk and do this at the same time.
It's awful.
No, I know. But I can't do it under pressure.
And yet you want the world record people to be there watching.
This,
Come on, Joe. If Faze can bring a world championship to Atlanta,
who can?
Faze,
Sports?
e-sport, real sport.
Oh, real sports.
30 seconds.
Oh, I know. I've been talking.
Yeah, I understand.
This doesn't count.
Ah, Joe, you told us how good you are.
I did not. He did. He did. And I'm not even looking. Oh, there's the last little piece. There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So next time, on next event, I will bring my cube Rubik, and you will
Sure.
fix it finally.
Sure. Okay, I'm going to pass it off to Ron. I had something to say, but I forgot. I'm 64. Just give me 10 seconds here.
10 real seconds, 10 Rubik's Cube seconds.
Boo, Jesse. Boo. I just wanted to say thanks.
He dropped the ball, Jesse.
This has been a mixed day for me, if I'm honest. And I'm so sick of COVID.
Yeah.
And, oh, that was the rant. Rants energize me. To answer Karen's question, it lets it escape for me. I've never been a depressed person. In fact, I was once clinically diagnosed as overly happy my entire adult life. The reason I love this place, since a lot of people talked about that, is it lets me be me. And it's why I fell in love with this community to begin with. And that hasn't changed. COVID's still there and it sucks. I don't get to see you guys enough. But today overall was still a plus, a big plus. So I'm glad we did this. I'm going to pass it off to Ron. Hang in there. Keep working on your games. Do what you love. Oh, that's what I was going to say that. It was Facebook. Freaking Facebook. And that's the closest I'm going to come. Facebook changes their name to Meta. Okay? You guys have known me for 11 years, and if you know my clutter games, they've been Meta for about 10. And the rants have always been Meta. This is the most Meta rant of all. So I think we should sue Facebook. What do you think? And don't let Facebook win. Don't let Facebook win. Zuckerberg can zuck it. We'll end with that. Ron, you're up. Where you going? It's time for the Indie Awards. Woo! The Silv-E Awards. Oh, waiting on the voting. Oh, Dove, do you want to say something? Anybody want to say anything? Countdown to the Indies. Ron, you want to rant until the Indies are ready, till the voting's counted?
Actually, I need Ron for the vote for the counting.
Why?
Because he's officially in charge of it.
Yeah. He's biased. He runs the cluster. They pay him under the tables. That's why they have tables. I'm done with the mic. I'm done. Goodbye. Put a fork in it. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Christmas.
All right, at 5 o'clock, we're having the costume contest. Get in your costume. Whoops, sorry, Joe. 5 o'clock. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Oh, that's my rant. My rant is the judges who I'm still waiting to get their ballots in.
So before we do the costume contest, I just wanted to give my little... At the mic? Right here?
Not that close, but don't point it over that way.
Okay, I'll just do this. Before we get into the rest of the survey, I just wanted to give my quick little positive rant leading into everything else we got going on today. I guess to kind of piggyback on some of the a lot of the things that were said earlier, my rant was going to be, like I mentioned, a positive rant, but it was going to be like a fiercely like thank you and showing of gratitude for everybody that's here. I was going to specifically talk about how volunteers basically make up like everything we all see here. So yeah, if y'all can give a round of applause for Exactly. So I don't know. Well, I know some of this is, or I know this year is some of you guys' first year. I know some of us has been here since the beginning. But I have to give a couple of the organizers a huge shout out just because I've moved to Atlanta in 2007, and Andrew Greenberg was, I tell this story often, but Andrew Greenberg was my first specific game design teacher.
And you stayed with it anyway.
Exactly. And I remember our first class, one of our first classes, he basically first started Siege, or the first Siege was basically on his way up. And I didn't know anything about the industry, barely knew anything about games besides the ones I like to play. But that was really my diving in point into this industry. And it's amazing how, obviously as growing up or becoming an adult, it's amazing how you see things kind of work, like how you see something such as like, I don't know, a large organization or a huge event, something that you have admired for years or your whole life, you find out how such things comes to pass. You know, how things are able to become something like that and to have such an amazing effect on individuals that are trying to do something with their lives. So the idea of being able to watch Siege kind of grow and the GGDA kind of basically become the hub for game developers in Atlanta and Georgia really meant a lot to me in my career, and I know to dozens, hundreds more. So I have to give a huge shout out to Andrew Greenberg. If you guys don't mind clapping as loud as you can. Because year after year, it takes not just volunteering your time, but your spirit, your energy, your finances at times, wrangling everybody together, leveraging relationships. That might not always come to pass, but it's a lot, And even just looking at, like, being a beacon or a leader, looking around everything else that we might enjoy, like Mike had mentioned, the ATL Dev Meetup, Joe's group, like everybody is volunteering their time because this is what we love to do, And not just games, but talking to people, building this family, this community that we have is really special, and not too many places around the country or around the world has something like this. So, and that's all built on the back of just our hearts, really, our energy, anything that we want to invest into this community. So that's kind of just my rant. I just want to give everybody a big shout out and a huge thank you for that. So thank you, guys. And as we get ready for the costume contest and everything, I just want to give another quick shout out to, this year has been kind of definitely a growing pivotal point for the indie cluster. And speaking about volunteers, I was able to form the best team that wanted to volunteer their time for me and for the group. So we have a few of them here, but Wonder J over here is definitely on that. So Wonder J and Cam was right there. I don't know where he went. He's probably in the back helping get.
He's getting it reviewed. He's getting a portfolio.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's getting the
Career moves.
Audio guy from High Res to review his audio portfolio.
Exactly.
If you were here, you can do that too.
Exactly, and our partners, my girlfriend over here, Mariah, Christina, Wonder J's wife, Kimiko, and Kurt. Curtis haven't been able to, or wasn't able to come here today, but definitely the volunteers really make this community, so I just want to give y'all a big shout out. Thank you.
All right. I got a text at the wrong moment. Okay, we got the costume contest. We have costumes and $100 going to the winner. All right, first up, we're going to base them on your applause. And you can come closer to check out the costumes. I know we're doing good social distance, but you can come closer and check them out. All right, first up, come up here and tell us who you are, or what you are actually, and we'll get the applause.
I'm Oni Tosumi, Argentini!
Yay! All right, walk this way. Next up. Should I come down to you? Whoa, look at that! Ah!
Squid time!
Squid time! Let's hear it for squid time! All right, next up.
Hi.
What? It's Dove! I thought it was Einstein the whole time! All right, Dove. All right, we had two more. Where are you? Someone come here and sting me. I saw that going on. We had two more. Come to the front. $100. $100. You got $100 in. There we go. $100 always does it. Just what you are.
Oh, well, obviously, I'm a bumblebee. Ron is the other half of my costume. He's on his way.
Oh, all right. So we're going to have a hold in this for a minute till the main stinger gets here. So, yeah, we'll fill time. I tell you what, we'll talk about best booth while we wait. And I always ask people to tell us what their costume is, because it's anime. I don't know. The last anime I know is Akira. All right, so we'll do best booth. Oh, wow! Come on up. Oh, that's awesome. All right. And it's a collective. It's the Honeymeister himself. All right, one more applause for the Honeymeister and Bumblebee. All right, I think we got two groups. Hold on, stay on the stage. I think it's between Bumblebee and the Squid. Who agrees? Oh, whoa, we got one more coming? We got one more coming? All right, get off the stage, you bums. You bumblebees. I've never been able to use that joke. That was a cool one. All right, come here, you two. All right, best costume. All right, yay, who are you?
I'm Audrey. I'm Princess Aurora.
Yay, from the Fading Suns. Yay, all right. I think we're going to have a special category. We'll figure out a prize for the under 18 category. All right, okay, back to the Bumblebee and the Squid. So the winners of the under 18 category are Princess Aurora and Audrey. Yay! And now, come back up here, Squid and Bumblebee plus Honeymeister. Beekeeper. He's a Honeymeister. All right, for the Beekeeper. For the Squid. For the Beekeeper. For the Squid. The Squid takes it. And our microphone dies. That's the way to do a mic drop. All right, congratulations. We will have a check for you after the ceremony. Yay! And if you were here, you could win $100 too. I'm pointing at the stream, not you. All right, best booth. it was relatively close, but in the end, I think one group took it away. So there's a $100 prize to Urchins and Ink for best booth. Yay! Now let me get my, hey Ron, hey beekeeper, want to come up? So the rules on the Silv-E Awards are we've got a number of categories. Generally, you can only win 2 categories, and the team that wins best game can only win that one because it's $500 to best game and all the others are basically $100. We do have one category that anybody can win even if they're getting other prizes. So, I'm going to read what came in number 4 for audience choice. Ron's going to read number 3. I'm going to read number 2. And then Ron will read number 1. So, 4th place for audience choice was Beat the Beat Up. That was a Bollywood game.
And 3rd, we got Urchins and Ink.
Yay! 2nd place was Panic Porcupine. And 1st place, plus $100 was... Sorry. Oh, yeah, it's a weird one.
I don't want to mess this up. The Balloon Addicts of Gussie Gulch.
Yay, Gussie Gulch! And we love the name, by the way. So I think that's part of why he won audience choice. Yeah, you can come on up, Kevin. We're giving you the check afterward. Yeah, we don't give trophies. We just give money. That's how Silv-E works.
Give him a chance to shout out the game.
Sure. Why don't you go up and shout out your game? Why don't you tell... Well, no, because he's going to be doing it a couple more times. Come on up and say something about your game real quick. Sure. Sounds great. Cameras that way. Audience, you know where the hell all those bums are. I'll hold this, you hold that. Sure.
Hey,
Close to the mouth.
hey, how's that? So, Lunatics is a board game. Remember those? they're still around. Lunatics is a hot air balloon racing game. So, hot air balloons, they go up, they go down, but they only go where the wind wants them to go. So it's a game about anticipating the wind, using the wind, and bumping other players out of the way.
Yay! Here. You want to say hi?
Hi.
There we go.
That's my son.
Feedback. Oh, microphone. Yeah, microphone. Keep this from the microphone. All right, stay up here, Kevin, because now we're going to announce Best Analog Game. Who do you think won Best Analog?
Well, the competition was stiff this year.
The Balloon Addicts. They've got the gold. That's another 100 there. All right, so now you can step on down. All right, thank you. But he can stay up. He's getting us a lot of likes on the live stream right now, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. You want to have something to say?
No one's going to stay up.
He's
All
shy.
right.
He's shy.
I guess I will stay up.
Yay! All right. Now we got Made in Georgia.
All right, so
The hard part for Ronnie is he's got to read my handwriting.
Today we have Best Georgia-Made Game, Panic Porcupine.
Yay! Come up, tell us something about your game. While we're getting likes on the stream, now's the time.
You're on camera.
Hey, all right. Say who you are and tell them about your game, and look towards the camera as well as the crowd.
Hey, tell them about my game. My name is Justin Craig, and me and Kevin Dressel over there made Panic Porcupine. It's a sort of physics-based, it's Sonic plus Super Meat Boy. That's what it is. We just shove the two things together. Thank you.
Yay!
Good work.
All right. Now we are on Best Production. Best Production, again, $100.
Vertical Shift.
Vertical Shift, tell us about your game, Vertical Shift. All right, Vertical Shift is swinging its way very quickly to the stage. They're swinging very, very quickly to the stage. All right, vertical shift. Introduce yourselves. Tell us about the game.
I am Sean. I'm Connor.
You can call me Mayo.
I'm Erin.
And we made Vertical Shift because we love Spider-Man and Iron Man. Thank you, guys.
And it's a cool VR game. You get to compete in it, and you can play it now online. Where? Get back here.
What? What was the question?
Where the heck do you play it?
Right now, it's available on SideQuest and itch.io, and we will be launching on Steam and Oculus Store this December.
Yay for more launches, more platforms. Yep. All right. Okay, just you. We're going to have someone join you in a minute because we're giving out the award for Best Design.
Balloon Addicts.
Balloon Addicts of Gusty Gulch. You won another prize. Hey, tell us about the design.
All right. Yeah, so I was
I got 2 rocks.
2 rocks.
I was inspired by rush hour traffic. I was stuck in traffic. I was watching the cars go by, and I was stuck perfectly where I was. And then I somehow got the idea that I would make a game about rush hour traffic. And then my friends told me, that's a terrible idea. Nobody likes getting stuck in rush hour traffic. So I said, but like, what if it was hot air balloons getting stuck in traffic? And they're like, yeah, that's much better. And then I made the Balloonatics of Gusty Gulch.
Yay! All right.
I'm Steven. I'm Steven.
Go, Steven. All right, now, Steven should have won this next award, which is most fun. But tell us who won most fun.
Potato Party.
Potato Party! Another VR title. Oh, Steven got a potato! Hey, Potato Party, get up here. You potato head, come up here. You're lucky he's advertising for you. You need to hire this guy. He's in your best ad.
So, yep, over in the corner, grab a potato for the road. You might need it. You never know. Asymmetrical VR game. That's basically the gameplay of Pictionary. You draw in 3D, in VR, and everyone else joins on their mobile devices. Free to download companion app. So basically, from the mobile side, you can play here with the people in VR or elsewhere. Just join Jackbox style and play Pictionary between VR and mobile devices. So,
thank you. Thanks. And get your potato. Best student. I want to read second place too because we had a really close vote on this one. So best student game in second place, and it was a 1-vote separation between these two. Second place was Beat the Beat Up. First place was Payload. They're coming. They got a payload. $100 payload, but hey. All right.
You want to say anything? No, you got it. All right. Well, hey guys. Well, we're part of Full Sail, and you know, a bunch of guys are watching right now that are on my team, and we had a great time making this game, and we love this design, and thank you guys. Thank you.
All right. Check out payload. And can people play it right now? Can they get it anywhere?
Yeah, we just yesterday released it on Steam. We should be releasing more content on it soon.
Excellent. Congratulations. All right. Best art.
Oh, you got it? Good. Thin Ice.
Thin Ice, best art. There you are. Came in a close second. Isn't it exciting, Steven? It's exciting. Thin Ice is great stuff. Come on up. Tell us about Thin Ice.
It's a point-and-click adventure game where you visit a mysterious small fishing town in the middle of winter to solve a missing persons case. So please wishlist us on Steam. It's Thin Ice.
Yeah, there you go. That's how to push your game. Push that wish list. Okay, he wants to vote for Luigi's Mansion. Everyone in favor of Luigi's Mansion, yay! All right, getting down to the last two. Best audio.
there you are.
And there you are, because you ain't here. There you are. It's not in the house. They were on the show. Yeah, applaud loudly for them. They did a great job. But they are not here today, so we will mail them a check. All right. We're now at that last one, the $500 check, plus best game of the Silv-Es, which is a great bit of recognition. Who is it, Ron?
Well, before we announce.
That's my man.
I just want to give a thanks to everybody, all the indies here, those, especially those that had to travel to come out. You guys have been awesome. Hope you all enjoyed the day. I know it's crazy times, we're in COVID and everything, but we appreciate y'all making the effort and whatnot. Hopefully everyone made some new friends, contacts, some new clients and whatnot. So shout out to everyone who won their award. So definitely congratulations. So best game for, what's the year, is it? 2021? Oh, also, I might as well, while I'm giving shout outs, to our sponsors for the Silv-E Awards. Chip Silv-E, back there. He snuck in, as Joe mentioned. And then, of course, our Joe, you know what I'm saying? Shout out for helping with the sponsorship. Best game, like I was saying. Urchins and Ink.
Urchins and
Congratulations.
Ink. Tell us about your game, Miss Ink.
Arches and Ink is a 2D twin shooter that aims to teach basic Japanese comprehension. Swim quick and think and don't lose your ink. We are going on Steam on March 3rd, 2022.
Woo.
Keep out for us. Hiccup Interactive at Arches and Ink.
Yay! Yay! And while we're thanking our sponsors, thank you very much to the Cab Entertainment Commission, to LFG Nexus, to the Doraville Digital Studio, and to our GGDA Platinum members, Hi-Res Studios and Tripwire Interactive. Yay! And thanks to all of you here today and all of you watching the live stream. Join us in person for the next event, January 8th. We will be doing our Resolve, Make Better Games. See ya!